stormy start to this Tuesday.
Incredibly stormy start and several downed trees in neighborhoods this morning. But first, unfortunately, a lot of people still waking up without power this morning. This is XL's outage map, and as we speak, more than 115,000 people are in the dark. It was about 30,000 not too long ago. Wow. Those numbers really skyrocketed as that last storm moved in. And John, this is really no surprise. Those winds were whipping.
Wow, we just cannot catch a break. Round two here coming through this morning. We're looking out here over tower camera. We're looking east again. It's the storm's starting to get more distant out there. If you watched this, well, it's still amazing though to watch it. But if you were watching about 10-15 minutes ago, the storm was very close and on top of us. But yep, still picking up rain here. I will say West Metro, we're definitely behind the worst of this. The leading edge now moving in towards what is the Stillwater down towards Hastings stretch. And there is a severe thunderstorm. This one now in Wisconsin area. This is for St. Croix and Washington County. I put on Stillwater, Hudson River Falls, and Prescott. This is the worst now. This is more of Wisconsin. Osceola area, be ready. This is, I think you're technically not in the severe thunderstorm, but it does look like Osceola will be getting a very strong thunderstorm. I do want to pop up off here and just scroll up to the north because I want to show you to the north here if you're watching. There's the severe thunderstorm near Osceola, but still Cambridge, Mora, going towards North Branch. Heavy rain there in North Branch, Pine City. So jumping on 35 up towards Sandstone. This area is also going to be very difficult traveled, but it is a heavy traveled area. So be careful in Rush City, Pine City. Give it some extra time here. If you can wait 30 minutes, things will improve quickly. We'll time it all out for you in a bit here. Cece?
Hey there, yeah, like John was mentioning, I'm seeing the messier roads as you head towards Stillwater. So if you're traveling on 94 through Maplewood or even the Woodbury area, that's where you're going to see the messy roads. Also, if you're in the South Metro on 35, maybe if you're traveling up through Lakeville, Burnsville area, that's where those messy roads, the flooding, that's where you're going to see that. But otherwise, if we take a look at the wider Metro, I'm starting to see more green pop out and fewer of those yellow and red lines. So again, we're starting to see some clearing as we enter our 6 o'clock hour. Still some crashes though from this lingering rain. I'll pull those up when I see you next. Alicia.
All right, Cece, thank you. And as you heard from John, that other round of storms moving through the Twin Cities metro as we speak.
This is just 12 hours after that first round hit yesterday. And this morning we're getting in brand new images of all the damage that's left behind. This is dramatic cell phone video here from the West Metro. One of the hardest hit areas. You can see a tree breaking in half from those high winds. Those winds had to be strong out there for that to happen. In the last hour, we've also found trees down in South Minneapolis. That's where we find our Audrey Russo right now as we begin our team coverage. Audrey, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, back out of the car now, and honestly, that storm, that last gust that came through in the last 15 minutes or so, came on fast and it came on hard. I just checked XL's outage map for the area of Minneapolis, for the city, and in the last 15 minutes, the number of outages has jumped to 13,000 customers affected, 13,000 people in the dark, compared to just 3,100 about a half hour ago. So obviously, a lot of impacts there, and not great news for neighborhoods like this one. I'm on 44th Avenue South, where you can see this tree is down. Fortunately, that last gust of wind didn't bring that branch down onto the power lines, but obviously a lot of folks in the city are in the dark right now. Now, I also spoke in the last half hour, I spoke to the emergency management coordinator for Region 6 statewide for the Department of Public Safety. That person oversees the Hennepin County Emergency Management Office and the Minneapolis Emergency Management Office. He tells me he's not expecting a fuller picture until later on this morning. He's still waiting for all of those different emergency management directors to get him updated information on exactly where the most damage is, where they need to prioritize cleanup. But obviously the rain that just came through this morning is going to put a damper on the cleanup efforts. I'll keep you guys updated on what I hear from both the Minneapolis and the Hennepin County Emergency Management offices, but for now, I'll send things back to you.
All right, Audrey, thank you very much. Good to see you're safe after that strong squall moved through here a few minutes ago. Let's take a look at this new video from Waconia. That city was one of the hardest hit during the storms last night. You can see here from this video sent to us by a viewer that they were hit with strong wind and rain that toppled trees and caused some power outages out there. In fact, John tells us a lot of the trees around town have already been cleared.
Now, despite all the rain and the heavy winds, the State Fair is saying that things will go on as planned this morning. They posted this picture on X overnight showing the pink sky after last night's storms. But just about 30 minutes ago, a shelter-in-place text was sent out at the fairgrounds. Our Michelle Beck is out there live before the gates open at 7 a.m. You were in your vehicle, and I see you are now out safe, Michelle. Good to see.
Yeah, Jason, Alicia, we are out safe because the rain has pretty much calmed down. Well, the last conversation I had was just 15 seconds ago with a state fair employee. He says cleanup, that is going to be the biggest thing today. Of course, we are 60 minutes out from gates opening for the crowds, but you can see here the examples of that, the exact thing that he's talking about. The trash can toppled over, obviously one thing that you got to clean up, and far in the distance, vendors as well. They're trying to do a cleanup they can at this hour. I saw a moment ago someone, a vendor with a broom perhaps, poking at the top of the canopy to let all of that collected rainwater down. But obviously not just cleanup, but this is a safety issue as well. You know, 15 minutes ago, I spoke with a state fair police, and they could not answer any of my questions about some emergency lights that I saw because they said at the time they were swamped, absolutely swamped. And you could hear that in the dispatcher's voice with other emergency calls. So definitely something to follow up on. As for where we are right now, we're taking cover under the Blue Ox right here. We met the owner just a few days ago, and I caught up with him. He says right now coffee is the only thing they've been able to make at this hour. At this hour, they're usually grilling up English muffins for their breakfast sandwiches, but they can't do that. They can't fire up the propane tank because that, again, is a safety hazard. So cleanup and safety, two of the big things right now at this hour. Jason, Alicia.
All right. Yeah, it was just a wild scene out there a little bit earlier
Yeah.
with all that rain coming down. Hopefully they can get things cleaned up for the fair opening up in less than an hour. Thank you, Michelle. You can keep up to date on all the changes in weather with the KARE 11 app. It is free in every app store and will give you personalized forecasts and let you check live radar at any time.
6:07, other news headlines this morning. In just a few hours, the man charged in a deadly crash that killed 5 women last summer will appear in court for a pretrial hearing. Derek Thompson is facing 10 counts of criminal vehicular homicide after the June 2023 crash in South Minneapolis. Police say Thompson was going nearly 100 miles per hour on I-35 before cutting across several lanes of traffic to get on Lake Street. That's where witnesses say he ran a red light and crashed into the women's car, killing all of them instantly. The case is scheduled to go to a jury trial in early December.
In just a few hours, the city of St. Paul is planning to file legal action against the largest property owner in downtown. This is about the Lowry Apartments directly behind City Hall, which went into foreclosure recently. In the last 12 hours, Mayor Carter toured the building and was appalled by its condition. He is demanding the company give him a plan about how to relocate the more than 100 tenants in the building and how to bring the building up to code. We reached out to the company and have not heard back.
In just over 2 hours, the U of M Board of Regents is holding an emergency session over divestment requests from students. They're preparing to announce a neutrality agreement. According to their meeting agenda, they plan to decline removing or divesting funding from Israel-related investments. They're also going to maintain a neutral position on investments tied to political issues. During the meeting, the board will also lay out new code of conduct for campus protests.